You got your order. This thing. Drone is up. Eyes on a hostile. Enemy drone is marked. Hostile in my sight.
Spotted.
I'm taking rounds.
A surveillance system has just been located.
Hostiles are shooting.
I got a bad guy over here.
They got eyes on me. I'm drawing fire.
What the fuck? My guy freaked out.
Shit!
He's over there.
Target down. Target down. Enemies down. Good kill. Teammate down.
Hang tight. I'm here.
Thank you.
The surveillance system is ready for hacking.
I needed that.
Tracking an enemy drone. Target down. Target down.
I'm taking hostile fire.
One of your teammates is injured.
Somebody get me a medic.
Target eliminated.
Hostiles are shooting.
It's just you left now.
God damn it, I'm hurt. I'm bleeding.
Shit, they saw me.
Oh fuck. Trying to switch weapons so I can fucking see.
Ghosts are down. Mission's over. The ghosts are down.
Guys.
Track is awesome. I mean, it is so impressive.
It's gonna be time changing. What's up, guys? Pegasus here. This is just a quick Ghost Recon, update video. So I'm on the live stream thing that you saw that is scheduled for Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which will be at 10 a.m. No, that's not it. This is something else. October 1st, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's not the we're talking about. So I don't know if I'm just so out of Ghost Recon, but this
You got the objective. Now
the
move
Ghost
out.
Recon 20th Anniversary Showcase is coming October 5th at 10 a.m. Pacific. So this is going to feature a world premiere new project reveal. So this is sounding like they are going to announce the next Ghost Recon game at this supposed event. You can visit this channel at 10 a.m. PDT and 7 p.m. CEST, so not EST, the different one, on October 5th to watch the show. Unfortunately, I think I'll be working. This is a bit impromptu, so forgive me, but yeah, it's gonna be a Tuesday, so I'm gonna be working while this happens, so any cool reactions or commentary is gonna wait until then. This could also potentially
Surveillance system
reveal
located.
the release date for Operation Motherland, so might not be a new Ghost Recon game. It could be, because it says world premiere of a new project reveal. So
Enemies down.
we'll see.
Good kill.
Let me
Taking
know
fire.
yeah, excuse me, it's late. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think it's going to be a new game, or if it's going to be some other thing? Let me know what you think. Alright, I'm Penguin Overlord. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Fuck.
Your gun through is weak.
Shit.
Your gun through is weak.
The drone is up.
Get hacking. The surveillance system is ready to be accessed.
Hostile in my sight.
How the fuck did you get up there, dude? Man. I'm gonna fucking get picked off for doing this.
Hang tight, I'm coming.
Enemy fire.
Eyes on a hostile. I lost my drone. Appreciate it.
One left. Dead.
Enemy drone is marked.
Marking an enemy.
Blitzed them. Blitzed them.
You're being tracked by the enemy.
Oh, fuck.
You're unsuppressed. Enemy
Yeah, I need a medic.
We haven't fun yet.
Oh, there he is. He's over there by my body.
I hear guns fire.
Frag.
Target eliminated.
I'm taking round.
On your left.
They lost visual on
Coming
the
up.
enemy.
On your left. Left.
Enemy.
Fucking shit, dude. He's
Teammate
looking at that
down.
dude. There's a
I
guy
need
right
a
up
hand
on you.
over here. I need a medic.
Oh shit.
They're watching me.
Hostiles are shooting.
It didn't let him jump off the damn thing.
They got you. Operation is a failure.
But it blows your minds.
That's a good taco.
Dude, pick a sandwich.
It's a sandwich! It's a taco!
Not another taco, guy.
The new crispy chicken sandwich taco from Taco Bell.
In position yet? Working on it. What's taking so long? I thought you knew this place. Don't rush me. We don't have time. I'm going in. It's only
5 days until the Battlefield 2042 beta goes live, and I am very excited for this. I know a couple of days ago DICE released the beta trailer for the game, and that's got myself and a lot of people hyped. I know that the sentiment in the community has been really positive since that video. Most people excited to jump in there, and today we did get a new update for the game, and this is talking about anti-cheat, which obviously that's a great thing that DICE are focusing on here, fair play, positive play, and mouse and keyboard support for console. It was quite a long article that was released, but I'm just going to here for you the most important parts in my opinion. So DICE said that fair play is something that they take seriously within Battlefield, and that means that they don't tolerate cheating, and they now have teams dedicated to preventing, identifying and sanctioning cheaters. So in BF 2042, their first approach to ensure fair play is that they'll be using Easy Anti-Cheat. Already got a proven track record in identifying cheaters, such as winning Apex Legends and Star Wars Squadrons. It's also proven to be effective in ensuring your privacy and security. I've got Easy Anti-Cheat installed on my PC. I use it for a couple of different games. I also know that they use it in Fortnite, and I never hear about cheaters in Fortnite, so I think that bodes well for Battlefield. I've heard about more cheaters in Apex. Of course, they use different engines. Battlefield's on the Frostbite engine, so every implementation of it I feel is going to be different. There was always going to be cheaters, especially on PC. But as far as I know, I've done a little bit of research into this. Easy Anti-Cheat is a kernel level anti-cheat to some degree, and they're supposed to be one of the best solutions that you can have at the moment. But the post actually went further into detail about this, and I wasn't expecting this. They said that another change for Battlefield 2042 is that due to crossplay functionality, when a cheater is sanctioned, it will cause them to be instantly disconnected mid-match and permanently banned across all platforms. As before, we still have the ability to apply IP and hardware bans if necessary to keep our community a fair place. We have a no tolerance rule in place. There are no warnings and no suspensions when it comes to cheating. If you don't play by the rules, you're out. That's interesting to me because although DICE never explicitly said this for a fact with BF5 and BF1, there were rumours and chats in the community that they didn't apply a permanent ban first time, and that's perhaps why there were no cheaters in those games. There's no evidence of that, but that was a common idea for those games. But now with 2042, it looks like they're going to take a much harsher stance on it. I'm all for that. And I think crossplay especially, you don't want to ruin your largest player base, because although 2042 is going to be super popular on PC, there's no shadow of a doubt that the console players will absolutely eclipse the PC players massively in terms of numbers. And then after that, fair play and combating modern cheating solutions is an ongoing commitment that doesn't end at launch. While not always visible to you as a player, this means that post-launch we'll continue to invest in developing internal capabilities and technologies to augment third-party anti-cheat solutions, providing multiple layers of defense and ensuring that our games are fair and fun for everyone. So that to me sounds like the Easy Anti-Cheat isn't the only thing they're going to use here. There'll be a couple of other layers on top, and developing internal capabilities. Perhaps DICE will be doing an anti-cheat solution here as well. COD have recently announced that they're doing that for Call of Duty Warzone and Vanguard going forward from launch when they come out. So maybe DICE are taking a similar stance here and making their own solutions too. Easy Anti-Cheat will be in place for the open beta from the 6th of October to the 10th, and for the full release of the 2042 this November. 6th of October to the 10th. Originally the dates were the 6th and the 9th, so I don't know if this is a mistake or they're just planning on extending it a day to the 10th. I'm not going to complain about that. It's an ongoing struggle really, but the fact that they're using Easy Anti-Cheat and maybe they're working on their own thing, plus the fact that this is a $60 game and they're doing IP bans and they're doing hardware bans. It's not like in Warzone where you get another account really easily. If someone cheats and they get hardware bans, they're looking at very expensive solutions
one of your teammates is injured.
Again. So I'm positive that cheating won't be a big issue in this game. Fingers crossed. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we could even see cheating.
The surveillance system is ready for access.
I just hope the DICE are on top of this and they're taking care of it like they say they will. And then here, console mouse and keyboard support. A lot of members of the community have been asking about this. We've heard your questions about mouse and keyboard support for consoles. We can confirm that we won't be supporting this on console at the launch of BF 2042, but we're still investigating the various options about making that available and how it may impact crossplay. If that ever changes, you'll hear from us first. That to me sounds like they're not going to do it. There's a chance, but perhaps not. A lot of other games do support mouse and keyboard natively on console. Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, Vanguard. There's a lot of other shooters that do it too, but Battlefield here, it seems like they've decided not to go down that route. And the other interesting part of this post is about reporting. I don't know if this has been a problem on console in the past for Battlefield games because they've
Only
never
one
had
hostile left
crossplay, you
standing.
can't use blatant cheats on
I got a
console
bad
like you
guy
will
over
have
here.
some
What the
inbox.
hell?
But in
A teammate's
previous
been hurt.
Battlefield games on PC, especially BF1, BF5, it's been quite difficult to report people. There wasn't an easy way to do that just in the game, and you had to have the Origin overlay on and then make sure you click on their profile, and it was like 6 clicks before you could actually report someone. But in 2042, they've made this a lot easier, and there's several options here too. So you would just go to the player and squad list or the social menu, select the player you want to report, click report, and then you pick the reason. So we've got abusive text chat, abusive voice chat, cheating, exploiting, gameplay sabotage, offensive player name, and harassment. So it should be a lot easier to report people to. And it says that if you report a cheater, they'll let you know in the game that they've received that message. And if they take action based on a report that you make, you'll get an email saying
Your
that
team
action
has
was
been
taken
eliminated.
on that
All
particular
ghosts
player
are
or
KIA.
cheater. So at least then you know that something has happened. It's not just screaming into the void, which it does feel like sometimes. You'll also have the option to block or unblock players in-game. That means that they can't message or voice chat with you. It doesn't look like there's any way to block matchmaking with a certain player though, and this is something that's really great in Modern Warfare and Warzone. You can block individual players up to 200. I think that's the limit right now. And if you start matchmaking and join the lobby and a blocked player on your list joins, it will tell you and say, hey, this lobby has got a blocked player in it, and then you can make the informed decision, do you want to stay in or leave. And this was a great way to block cheaters, people who were being abusive or sabotaging the game, and also for myself as a content creator, I know I'm the 0.0001%, but it was a great tool that I could use to stop stream snipers and people that I knew were 100% cheating. So if I queued and I got into their lobby again, which did happen a lot because it's got aggressive skill-based matchmaking, I would know to re-queue, go in a different lobby instead. Doesn't seem that 2042 will have that, but I think it'd be a great system to implement because it does work really well. You'll also have the option to mute the text chat. You can mute the whole thing, or
Sending
you
up
can
the
mute
program.
individual players. This is only really a problem on PC though. Consoles don't
I got
have the
none
text
anymore.
chat, and most people are playing with a controller anyway. They won't have a keyboard plugged into their console. But in my opinion, I think text chat on PC should be off by default, and players should opt into it rather than it just being there straight away. So with that said, that's all for today. Interesting that they went into a bit more detail on anti-cheat. They've not really done that before, but I think maybe there's a bit of confidence there that EAC will work well.
Lost the
But
drone.
we'll wait and see. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.
Eyes on a highway. I'm taking
A teammate's been hurt.
I think I'll be good.
shit. They see me.
You're the last one standing.
What? That guy was fucking hurt, man. I shot at 2 of them.
Ghosts are down.
Bullet
Mission's over. The
fucking
ghosts
sponges,
are
man.
down.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Justin Lins here at Rehab Revive Physical Therapy. We've got an exciting video talking about how to clear your eustachian tube, get the fluid draining out of your sinus, and take away sinus pressure. It's coming up. The eustachian tube. It's a tube that's very small that goes right in my inner ear and goes and drains into my throat. The whole point is that stuff is always building up mucus and all that fun stuff. When we have illness or an infection of any sort, sometimes these can close, or the material, the mucus itself, can get hard. So what we want to do is promote an opening that your body can flush itself out. Take away that pressure inside your head, relieve some headache, relieve some sinus pressure. So stay tuned. Before we get started, I want to tell you the 3 different things that you can do to promote the draining. First is just taking deep breaths of air so you can feel anything that's wanting to get pulled down, this negative pressure effect. Number 2 is you can move your eyes. Guess what? Your eyes and your sinus are closely connected because your eyes are actually the front of your sinus. Number 3, you want to be able to open and close your jaw so that eustachian tube runs right behind it. So I won't be talking much, I'm just going to show you. What you want to do before that is feel that pressure. You want to be pulling your ear just like you want to find that best pressure. It's kind of like holding bunny and whatnot. So what you want to do is grab that with your thumb and your index finger and you're going to pull. And I'm looking for the tightest tension. For me, it's this way. And I can do a couple of things like this. Get yourself in your arm, that work too. And the other one is you can take some deep breaths through your nose. And then what I like to develop after that is breathing in through your nose, swallowing, and out through your mouth. I might change through it all and you can find the next picture. And another way is just opening towards your mouth. Or moving your eyes up and down, not to do it all together at one opening. So hopefully that helped.
You got the objective. Now move out.
All right. Hopefully you feel a little bit more clarity. Sometimes your eyes clear up as well as you're hearing a little better. But you might feel this draining that happens for a little bit. At least up to an hour.
Drone deployed.
Check this out. We're excited to bring you cool and new different techniques you can do at home in safety and comfort of your own home. So make sure this exercise is safe for you.
I'm making
Eyes on the hostile.
I think it's a great one. Helps promote that. Something I developed a long time ago.
Enemies down. Good kill.
Cheers, kebabs.
Get it out of your system. Get it out. So, anyways, if you like what we're doing, we'd love to hear your comments.
A surveillance system has just been located.
And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we love your support. Please subscribe, leave some likes. I'm Dr. Lin. We heal smarter, not harder.
Eyes on the hostile.
Target down. Target down. They lost me. I'm clear.
In this video, I'm going to show you the
Target,
absolute
one
best
enemy
and
left.
fastest way to unclog even the most plugged up ears naturally without
The surveillance
having to
system
go
is
through
ready for
surgery.
hack.
Coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing-related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell to receive a notification every time I post a new video. Virtually everyone at some point in their life has experienced the sensation of having plugged up ears. Whether this was being caused by flying in an airplane, in a car, or just having a really bad cold with some really nasty sinus congestion. But the one thing that we can all agree upon is that having plugged up ears really sucks. In fact, not only is having plugged up ears really annoying, it can also give you a hearing loss, and if you're really unlucky, it can be
Enemy positions revealed. Only a single enemy remaining.
Causes your ears to feel plugged and what you can do about it. If you could do me a huge favor and give
One
this
of your
video a
teammates
like,
is
it helps out
injured.
the channel immensely and it helps
Enemies
this video
down.
get recommended
Good
to a
kill.
broader audience. Ultimately, there are a variety
The enemy
of
threat
different
has
things that
been
can make your ears
neutralized.
feel clogged, but there is one thing in particular that is most responsible for this, and that is a negative middle ear pressure. To understand what a negative middle ear pressure is, and how to fix it, it is a good idea to understand the anatomy of the human ear. The human ear has three main parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The outer ear is comprised of your auricle, ear canal, and your eardrum. The middle ear is
got your
comprised of
orders.
the middle ear
Now
space
go
or
in this
cavity,
thing.
the ossicles, and the eustachian tube. The inner ear is comprised of the cochlea and the vestibular semicircle canals that control balance. The middle ear space is a cavity that holds air, and the pressure of this air is regulated by the eustachian tube, which connects the
Get
middle
back to your
ear
team and
space
win this
with
thing.
your throat. If the pressure in the middle ear gets too positive or too high, a normal functioning eustachian tube will equalize this pressure by letting air out into the throat when you swallow or yawn. If the middle ear air pressure becomes too negative or too low, a normal functioning eustachian tube will equalize the pressure by letting air into the middle ear space when you swallow or yawn. Ideally, you want the air pressure in this middle ear space to be equal to the outside ambient air pressure. If the air pressure in your middle ear is not being properly regulated by your eustachian
A
tube,
new
it
surveillance
will lead
system
to
has
either a
just been
positive
ID'd.
pressure, which will push on your eardrum, making it bulge towards your outer ear, or a negative middle ear pressure, which will suck your eardrum in towards the middle ear space, both of which can cause a significant amount of pain or discomfort. In general, it is much easier for the eustachian tube to regulate a positive pressure to bring that pressure back down than it is for it to regulate a negative middle ear pressure by bringing the pressure back up. Let me give you a quick example. When you go to the airport and you hop on a plane, and that plane starts to take off, you are increasing altitude. And so what's happening
Target down.
here,
Only
you
one
are
hostile left
increasing the
standing.
positive pressure
I hear
in
gunfire.
the middle ear. In this circumstance,
Enemies
it is usually
down.
very
Good
easy
kill.
just to swallow or yawn to let this buildup
All
of
enemy
positive
forces
pressure
have been
escape out of the
eliminated.
eustachian tube to equalize the middle ear pressure with the ambient air pressure. However, after you've been cruising for a while at this higher altitude and you've regulated the middle ear pressure to where it's equal with the ambient air inside of the cabin of the airplane, when you start on your descent to your range, what's happening here is that the outside air pressure is increasing, but the pressure inside of your middle ear space is staying the same. This is creating a negative middle ear pressure, and that outside air is pushing in really hard on your eardrum, and unless you can regulate that pressure by getting air to go through the eustachian tube back into your middle ear space, it's going to cause a lot of pain. The problem of a negative middle ear pressure when you're descending on a plane is made even worse when you have a swollen eustachian tube due to a cold or sinus infection, because it no longer has the ability to easily regulate this middle ear pressure. Another quick side example when you're flying in a plane, if you've ever taken a water bottle on a plane with you and you kind of put it in the seat back pocket, when when you go up in the airplane, you notice that that water bottle expands, and you actually have to open or twist the lid open a little bit to allow that pressure to escape. And then when you go and you land and you take that water bottle back out because you've arrived at your destination, you notice that bottle is really crinkled up. And that's because of this air pressure change. You can think of that water bottle like your middle ear space. So what do you do if you have this negative middle ear pressure that you cannot regulate, and it actually gives you this plugged up sensation, it makes your hearing worse, and it makes your ears extremely painful? Well, that's where my secret weapon comes into play, which is the Eustachi. Now, this is not a sponsored video for Eustachi. They have no idea that I'm doing this video, but this little tool right here can fix almost every single case of negative middle ear pressure out there, and I have failed at this point to find one particular case where it does not work. That being said, the Eustachi is a tool that has been designed to eliminate negative middle ear pressure by pushing air through your eustachian tube into your middle ear space. It does this by creating a gentle stream of air that comes out of the tip of the Eustachi there, and when you push this little button right here, it has a flow of about 5 psi. Step 1 is to put the tip of the Eustachi with the hole up to your nostril on the affected ear side. Step 2 is to push the button to start the flow of air. Step 3 is to plug your other nostril with your finger, and step 4 is to swallow, which gently forces the stream of air from the Eustachi through your eustachian tube and into your middle ear space to eliminate the negative pressure. It really is that easy, and it even works on the most stubbornly clogged ears when swallowing, yawning, and plugging your nose and blowing don't work. I've even run numerous objective tests of the Eustachi inside of my clinic using tympanometry on patients who have chronic negative middle ear issues, and every single time I test it, I can see that the negative middle ear pressure shifts over to a more neutral pressure. Now again, this is not a sponsored video for Eustachi. I get no commission if you decide to go and purchase the Eustachi, but if you want to get a Eustachi, you have to go to CVS. That is probably the quickest way to pick yourself up a Eustachi tool, because you can just drive over there right now, go get it, solve the problem, be done with it, or you can actually order them online, and I will link in the description of this video where you can go to actually purchase online. The Eustachi does cost about $60, but it is worth every penny if you have chronic negative middle ear issues that is making your ears feel plugged up. I should also say that not all clogged ears are actually caused by a negative middle ear pressure, so if you have no luck trying to clear your ears with any of the other methods that you can use to clear your ears, and you do not have luck with the Eustachi, then you should absolutely go and see an audiologist or an ear, nose, and throat physician to find out why your ears still feel plugged. And finally, if you do want to learn more about the different causes of having plugged ears outside of just a negative middle ear pressure, I highly encourage you to check out my video that I will link in the description. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, please share it. If you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to check out my website, drflipaud.com.
Why should I cure my hepatitis C?
How can I handle one more thing?
You can stay on track and be cured in only 8 weeks with Maverick. You can keep your momentum with Maverick.
A surveillance system has just been located.
You have hepatitis B, which may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV-1, or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take. Don't take Maverick with Anazanavir or rifampin, or if you've had certain liver problems. If you've had or have serious liver problems,
enemy drone is marked.
Signs of serious liver problems may include yellowing of the skin, abdominal pain or swelling, confusion, and unexplained bleeding or bruising. Tell your doctor if you develop symptoms of liver disease. Common side effects include headache and tiredness.
Flashbang out. Watch your eyes.
Cured and feel free.
8 weeks was faster than I thought.
Now it's your turn to keep your momentum with Maverick.
Talk to your doctor about Maverick.
Taking round.
Teammate down.
This is the check-in van where grandson and granddad will bond. This is the kitchen where the
Target down. Target down.
These are the Verbo vacation homes waiting for your family.
Get hacking. The surveillance system is ready to be accessed.
Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Doctor of Audiology and founder of Applied Hearing Solutions in Phoenix, Arizona. And in this video, I'm going to show you the best way to clean earwax out of your ears using a cotton swab. Coming up.
Somewhere over there.
Target eliminated.
Oh, there he is. Shit. I almost got him dead, man. I didn't even see him at first, damn it.
I'm down. I need a medic.
Tracking an enemy drone.
Oh shit, he's right there. Behind you.
Gotcha.
Behind you.
Wait. Keep me.
Oh, there's a rock.
Okay, gotcha. He won't see me. He won't see me. He's too far. I'm gonna wait till I see the rest of them, so I don't give up my position shooting them.
Alright. Crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, he's right there. He's looking at you, but... Oh!
Enemies down. Good kill.
Let me see.
Go pick him up. Go pick him up. Oh shit.
Shit, they see me.
Shit.
Yeah, they're over there somewhere. Oh, yep, there he is.
There's a radiation leak moving into the area. Hurry up and finish this.
There he is. He's throwing bombs. He's coming far left.
Damn it.
He's over here somewhere. Or he's coming closer to you.
Enemy drone detected.
Yep, closer to you. Two of them. Oh shit, went up on you. He's running.
There's a radiation leak moving into the area. Hurry up and finish this.
And on your left.
Target down. Target down.
They're all in a house together.
Operation is a failure.
In this video, I'm gonna...
what to do. Now execute. I'm hearing enemy fire. They got visual on me.
I'm cloaking.
They lost visual on me. Surveillance system located.
There is one behind that house. Left side. Can't see him.
Wrong way. Get back to your team.
God damn it, I'm hurt. I'm bleeding out.
Where are you going? Get back in the fight.
Where is he?
They're tracking us. Enemy fire. Wrong way. Get back
Where
to your
is he?
team. You're the last one alive. Get back to your team and win this thing. Somebody get me a
Right.
medic.
Shit, I can't fucking see.
The surveillance system is ready for access. Start hacking.
They got eyes.
Target.
Aw, man.
Your team has been eliminated. All
I got
ghosts are
that. I
KIA.
fucking killed that guy and then I was shot. That guy fucking could have just marked him. And then I would have known where he was.
So according to studies, there's one food that can raise your overall testosterone level by 50.
In this video, I'm going to show you 5 natural ways to unclog your plugged up ears. Coming up. Hi guys, Cliff Olson, Dr. Baudiology, founder of Applied Ear Institute in Anthem, Arizona. And on this channel, I cover a bunch of hearing-related information to help make you a better informed consumer. So if you're into that, consider hitting the subscribe button. Our ears can get plugged up for a variety of reasons. One of those is changing elevations. Whether you're driving in a car through the mountains or you're on an airplane ascending or descending, you can get the sensation that your ears are being plugged up. Another reason your ears will feel clogged is if you are having a cold or a sinus infection and you have a bunch of mucus that is plugging up your sinuses. So what is actually giving you the sensation that your ears are clogged? Our ears are comprised of an outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. Our middle ear is connected to our throat by our eustachian tube. This tube is responsible for keeping the air pressure in our middle ear equal with the air pressure in our outer ear. If the eustachian tube does not keep things equal, we get this perception that our ears are clogged. So the simple solution to this problem is actually getting air to go through our eustachian tube into our middle ear space to regulate that pressure. Under normal circumstances, our ears will naturally unclog just by swallowing. But when swallowing isn't enough, you need to use a trick in order to get air through your eustachian tube into your middle ear space. And the first one is called the Valsalva maneuver. Very simply, the Valsalva maneuver is when you plug your nose and blow. That'll take air, push it through your eustachian tube into your middle ear space, and it will regulate that pressure. If the Valsalva maneuver isn't getting the job done, then you may have to use our second technique, which is the Lowry method. With the Lowry method, you basically do the same steps as you would with the Valsalva maneuver, but instead of just plugging your nose and blowing, you're plugging your nose, blowing, and swallowing at the same time. That sometimes gets extra air through your eustachian tube and into your middle ear space. If you're not capable of doing those first two techniques, then the third technique is yawning, because when you yawn, it opens up those eustachian tubes just enough to let some air through. Technique number 4 is a little bit weird, but you could actually have someone put their lips around your nose, making sure they create a good seal, and they can gently blow into your nose while you swallow. This will force air through the tube again into your middle ear space. I wouldn't really recommend it because it can be dangerous if they're blowing too hard. Instead of doing technique number 4, I would probably recommend that you do technique number 5, which is actually using the eustachian. The eustachian is a very simple product that actually will blow air through your nostril to unclog your eustachian tubes while you swallow. The concept is that you actually take this little hole right there.
Got the objective, now move out.
I hear gunfire.
Drone deployed.
Tracking an enemy. Target down. Target down.
I'm spotted. They can't see me anymore. They got me pinned.
A new surveillance system has just been ID'd.
Come on!
Shit, they saw me. I'm drawn.
Enemies down. Good kill. One enemy left.
I'm out of their sights.
Target eliminated.
Nice.
Enemy forces have been defeated.
Oh, my ear hurts.
Discovered this, and this is an all-natural alternative. It's called pressure ease for quickly clearing both your sinus and ear canals simultaneously.
And it's all completely natural. It's sold at Jimbo's, Whole Foods, Seaside Market. It's used by the San Diego firefighters, Navy divers, but a really nice product. It's all natural. They have one for kids. They have one that's extra strength, and I think they're about $20, and it lasts a long time.
You got your orders. Now go win this thing.
This guy was a regular pilot.
Where you going? Get back in the fight. Get back to your team and win this thing. Wrong way. Get back to your team.
Damn, they spotted me.
Get back to your team and win this thing. Enemies down. Good kill. Where are you going? Get back in the fight. A surveillance system has just been located. Get back to your team and win this thing. Where are you going? Get back in the fight. Wrong way. Get back to your team.
They got me pinned. They got eyes on me.
Get back to your team and win this thing.
Fucking shit.
Wrong.
Damn it.
Shit! I'm bleeding.
The surveillance system is ready for hacking.
He's your left somewhere. There he is. He's behind you. Damn it.
Ghosts are down. Mission's over. The ghosts are down. You know what to do. Now execute.
Right. Fuck.
I'm down.
Enemy drone is marked.
I'm marked.
Surveillance system located.
I don't understand. I keep marking these guys, but these guys I'm playing with are like running away. He's behind you on the left.
Enemy drone
Right here,
detected.
he's left side of you. Oh fuck.
You're gonna be as good as new.
Thanks, man.
Target down. Target
There he is,
down.
right there.
I need help. I'm hurt. Somebody get me a medic.
I'm drunk marking an enemy.
Fucking what the fuck? I shot him.
Shit! I'm bleeding.
Damn it.
Get hacking. The surveillance system is ready to be accessed.
Never better.
Oh, fuck.
The enemy's hacked the
Somebody
surveillance
else
system.
shot.
Now you're being tracked.
They can see me.
Oh, man, he's shooting at you. Shit.
They got you. Operation is a failure.
Are you dealing with fluid filled, clogged, and congested ears that might be leaving you with a little tinnitus, even vertigo, and just a lot of frustration that your ears are not cleared and you've got fluid behind the eardrum or in the middle ear? In today's video, I'm going to share with you a proven, super simple, step-by-step protocol that I created just for you to help you drain your ears naturally, unclogging them and opening up your hearing and making you feel better. Stay tuned for this informative step-by-step video. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Melissa Gallagher. I'm a naturopathic physician. If you are new to us and just joining this channel, welcome. I hope you'll subscribe for more great health tips here. In today's video, I'm seeking to answer a ton of your viewer questions. I have 2 videos that total over 500,000 views on clogged, congested, plugged ears. And many of those comments on those videos are taking this video a step further and digging into how to drain the ear tube, your eustachian tube, and to get rid of excess fluid that might be in behind the eardrum in the middle ear space. So I'm going to give you a 4-part step-by-step process here in this video. These steps are included in my ear draining protocol. This has another 6 very important steps that if you want to download this is available for $4.95 online. I have the link where you can buy that down below. So most importantly, one of the first things that you want to do is to actually help your ear joints drain. So most of you probably don't even realize that we actually have joints in between the 3 bones in your ear. These 3 bones are connected in a hinge-like fashion, and those hinges, the joint sockets, that's called our ocular joint. This joint is what we want to lubricate and open up, because a lot of times when there's congestion, fluid, and
You got the
even
objective.
pressure,
Now move
there
out.
can be congestion of that joint, which causes tinnitus and the changes in your equilibrium, your balance, and can cause inflammation in that area when you really want to get that fluid drained. The most impactful step in this protocol is to grab oil of oregano. This is super
I got an enemy mark.
A new surveillance system has just been ID'd.
I'm drawing fire. Damn, they spotted me.
Target eliminated. Watch out, frag grenade! Enemy fire! Being targeted! Healing you. Cover me. The surveillance system is ready for access. Start hacking.
Shit, they saw me.
I'm taking hostile fire.
I'm in the clear.
Fuck!
A teammate's been hurt. I need a medic.
I hear gunfire.
This piece of shit.
Get down, grenade. I'm drawing fire.
Enemy fire.
Fuck, man, where is the fucking
I'm
everybody,
down.
dude?
I need a medic.
They're over there. Two of them.
Getting
Yeah,
fixed
they're over
up.
there.
Cover me.
Toward the water tower. There he is.
One of your
Back him up,
teammates
dude.
is injured.
There you go.
Somebody get me a medic.
Another guy. He's in the same spot.
They just saw me.
Oh, he's right there. And then a guy coming up on you on the bottom.
I hear gunfire.
Oh, on you. Shit.
Your team has been eliminated. All ghosts are KIA.
Comment about whether or not you can put this on your body. What you're this protocol is actually applying the oil to the outer lobe and just right back behind the ear. I'm going to demonstrate that for you. So what you're going to do with your oil of oregano is you're going to put one drop on your finger. And what I do is I just put my fingers together and on both ears. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with one ear or the other ear. Typically it's both are going to be fluid filled. But even if it's one side, both sides are going to help open up the canals of your ear. So your eustachian tube is actually going to open up. The power of oregano oil is so amazing because it gets through the skin layers and helps to break up fluid in the synovial joint. Those three little bones I mentioned, they are hinged in connection to each other.
You know what to do. Now execute.
Often when we have a lot of pressure, a lot of fluid buildup, and we have a loss of hearing or even vertigo, those joints actually get immobilized by the buildup and inflammation of the synovial fluid. So not only do you have eustachian tube fluid, you have joint fluid that we need to eradicate. By applying oregano oil on the earlobe, and I just do circles like this, just kind of circle, 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 up and around, really motivate it just on the outer earlobe. That is how you can apply oil of oregano. Now the other thing that is really important, there's a little spot back behind here. So it's just back behind the bottom part of your earlobe. I
They
just
lost
need
eyes on
a
me.
quick little swab back there, a little swab. And this is on both sides. So I'm doing a little demonstration here for you so that you can see this.
Surveillance
and again,
system
my
located.
step-by-steps are highlighted in my protocol, something you can always print out and have accessible so that you don't have to actually see it.
They're all over here.
But
Fucking all of
I'm
you,
doing
dude.
a little rub on your ear lobe.
I'm bleeding.
Swabbing the back. That is going to flush and help drain those joints of excess fluid and inflammation, actually helps make them more mobilized. That actually gets those joints moving and that helps them respond better to pressure that's actually in the ear. That therefore helps drain your ears better. So that's step one. Step two is moving the lymphatics of your head, your neck, and the throat area.
See you later, not having Wi-Fi when you want it. Hello to a phone plan with full speed hotspot tethering. Hello Google Fi, a phone plan that can.
It's free. The surveillance system is ready for hacks.
Again, your first bottle is customized and free. You can get your first bottle of Geology.
There's really two steps to this. The first is to use a dry skin brush on the skin. I'm going to highlight some videos where you can get more details in that info. But essentially what you want to do is you want to start on the left clavicle, do circular patterns,
gunfire.
dry bristle brush, circle, 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 just below the clavicle on both left and right sides. And then what you're going to do is little sweeps just above the clavicle bone, and then sweeping from the ear point down. The pressure simply is putting the brush on your neck and just sweeping down. You don't have to do any type of major exfoliating. This brush is already rough, and I will simply skin, so it is going to cause my skin to turn red. That's totally normal, but you don't need to go rubbing. So what you want to do is you want to continue along dry skin brushing the whole back of the neck. And ideally, you want to go to your hairline and brush down. Okay, so brush down, brush down. At the base of your neck, you want to do circles. And then sweep to that area.
The surveillance system is ready for access. Start hacking.
The dry skin brush down, and you're going to use your fingers. So you have just applied oil toner. Cleanse your hands because oil is a hot
He's up there.
Your eyes. You don't want it near your lips or your nasal passages. So I've cleaned my hands, and I'm going to show you a quick way to drain
Ghosts are down.
the lymphatics of your head.
Ghosts
Draining the
are
lymphatics
down.
of your ears, nose, and throat will help move the excess fluid that is sitting in the sinus cavity, causing pressure in the ear, and it'll clear the eustachian tube that's causing pressure and buildup in the ear. So there's a lot of stuff kind of going on sinus-wise, up in this sinus cavity, up in this sinus cavity, and then a lot of times if you have any type of fluid in your ears, there's going to be lymph node involvement along the chin line. This will all get that moving. So you want to do sweeps from the inside of your nose, down to your ear, and then down. Sweeps from your nose to your ear, and then down. So 2 fingers, put at the corner of your nose, sweep to your earlobe, and down to the clavicle. Just be doing that in that motion. Sweep, down, sweep, down. And then you do a light fluttering, so you can take 1 or 2 fingers, light fluttering up right here, right above the nose. That little bone here in between your eyebrows, sweep, sweep, sweep up, and then you'll be doing this down and around. I'm getting sinus drainage by doing that. So as you do this, don't be surprised if your ear canal, your eustachian tube starts draining. That drains into the back of the throat. That's when you're going to know you're getting fluid moving, even ear popping as I'm getting now. I don't have any fluid in my ear, but I'm moving the fluid. This is fantastic for all of you who might be prone to ear infections, sinus congestion. It's also really good just to keep the lymphatics moving in your body, because moving the lymphatics will keep your ears, your nose, your throat, and the whole entire head clear of excess lymphatic fluid. It'll keep your body healthier, and what you're doing is, by moving your lymphatics, you're enhancing your immune system. So not only are you going to be dry skin brushing and moving the lymphatics with a gentle lymphatic massage of the head, I also recommend in my protocol using the homeopathic homeopathic lymph stim. That's a lymphatic motivator, homeopathic dropper. That's a fantastic way to get things moving. Step number 3 is to incorporate sinus draining. So what is sinus draining? That's using a neti pot or like a saline spray literally into the nostrils. Sinus neti potting is where you're putting a distilled water solution in this. And you can also do a Himalayan salt inhaler. This is another alternative if you are not a big fan of doing neti potting or not a fan of the saline spray. Now, saline sprays work out really well for children. I recommend that for use with infants and children.
You got your orders. Now go win this thing. Tracking an enemy drone.
I hear gunfire.
Target eliminated. A surveillance system has just been located. Enemy fire! I'm taking fire!
I'm out of their sights.
They see me. They've stopped marking me.
Grenade out. Grenade.
Throwing a frag. I'm hearing
One of your teammates is injured.
I need a medic.
I'll get you all patched up.
Enemy drone detected. A teammate's been hurt. Only one hostile left standing. Get hacking. The surveillance system is ready to be accessed. Enemies down. Good kill.
Yeah, I knew he was over there somewhere.
The enemy threat has been neutralized.
Really up to the age of 10 to 12, who then can move on to neti potting. But it's okay if you're an adult to use the saline spray as well. The advantage of using a neti pot is fantastic for clearing out the drainage, the fluid that's stuck behind your ear, because a lot of the drainage issues have to do with pathogenic exposure, candida, fungus, yeast, allergens, viral, and bacterial matter. What the neti potting is going to do is it's going to help clear out the gunky mucus that's harboring these pathogens, and it can help minimize the inflammation and irritation of the sinus passages. Now, in my protocol, I bump up the power of a neti pot with things like colloidal silver and even a neti wash that you can add to the saline solution. That's just going to give it a power punch of immune-boosting, anti-inflammatory properties that are going to help minimize the impact of the upper and the lower sinuses in causing fluid congestion. You can have mucosal buildup that's going to cause fluid congestion. So neti potting is a great thing to have in your arsenal. The fourth healing aspect of my protocol is to incorporate inflammatory reducing herbs in your day-to-day routine. You guys probably hear me talk a lot about ginger and turmeric tea, turmeric tea. I love to incorporate those really because one is very warming, very clearing of the sinus passages. Two, turmeric and ginger have very strong anti-inflammatory inflammatory properties in them when you're consuming them in a live tea form, you're going to get a major potency of those properties. You can also incorporate things like Inflamed X, which is really great, that encapsulates those inflammatory properties. Inflammation of the passages of the ear, nose, and throat. The ear drum itself can be inflamed. Some of the reason why we get the fluid in the first place can be from the inflammation within the ear tubes and the eardrum, and then also
one of your teammates is injured.
This is a very multifaceted approach to managing the fluid that your body's retaining.
Operation is a failure.
Now there's also a fifth element that I include in my protocol. This is targeted.
You got your orders. Now go win this thing.
Today I'm going to talk about fluid in the middle ear. Many times I'm asked, how does fluid get into the middle ear? And the answer is always it started with an infection. It could have been a viral infection, it could have been a bacterial infection, or even a combination of both. If you think about the nose, whenever we get infected in our nose, like a common cold or a sinus infection, we produce fluid. That is the body's typical reaction to a virus or a bacteria, is to produce a mucus-type discharge to wash away that pathogen or that invader. Well, the middle ear lining is no different than the nose lining in that sense. But when there's an invader, a bacteria or a virus, it will produce fluid to try to wash that away. Typically, that fluid
Enemy drone detected.
is drained out of the ear by the eustachian tube, down, out, into the back of the nose. But if this eustachian tube is swollen,
Surveillance system located.
working, as a child is young and hasn't properly developed,
I hear gunfire.
then that eustachian tube will
Son of a bitch.
Damn, they spotted me.
Now, typically, if you treat with
I'm down. I need a medic.
That little fluid would usually respond
Got a bad
to
guy
that
over here.
but it can leave fluid behind in the middle ear. Oftentimes,
Hostiles are
if you see
shooting.
that fluid's not infected,
Been detected.
it's stuck.
Tracking an enemy drone.
Now, here's the thing about middle ear fluid.
A teammate's been hurt.
As it sits
Damn it, I'm
there
hurt.
over time,
I need a medic over here.
So if we looked at fluid that's in the ear for, let's say, 1 week, we would find that that fluid is very thin. And that thin fluid produces a little bit of muffling of the hearing. If that fluid can't drain
I hear
the
gunfire.
eustachian tube and it sits there, let's say for 2 to 4 weeks, what we'll see
The surveillance system is ready for hacking.
And now, a very mild hearing loss becomes a moderate hearing loss.
Enemy drone is marked.
Fluid. And unfortunately, we have the best chance of draining that fluid down and out the eustachian tube when it's thin. As it gets thicker, there's less and less chance because it's harder to drain it.
Get down, grenade.
Don't worry, I got you.
And in some cases, that fluid will sit there for a long time, let's say months.
I owe you one.
That fluid sits there for months. It turns into
You're being tracked by the enemy.
Enemy fire. I'm being
we
targeted.
start with thin fluid, we look
Teammate down.
thin fluid, we can kind of tell what that looks like.
I need a medic. I need
Thick
a
fluid
hand over
comes
here
next,
near
it's
treasure
more like
house.
syrup. And then finally glue, like that old glue when you had to elementary school and the squeeze out of the bottom. It can get that thick.
I'm hearing enemy
When
fire.
you get to the glue, it's not draining down through the eustachian tube. It's not going to happen. So our best chance of draining it on our own through the eustachian tube is when it's thin. The longer it sits there, the thicker and thicker it gets. Now, why can't a child or an adult just leave the fluid and maybe it goes away on its own? Well, inside the middle ear, we have 3 hearing bubbles.
Target down. Target down.
They just saw me.
Those hearing bones were designed to live in an air-filled environment. When the eardrum vibrates from the sound vibration,
Your team has been eliminated. All ghosts are KIA.
can't vibrate properly, and so you get a hearing loss. For a small child, having months and months of hearing loss from fluid in the ear can affect their speech development. It can certainly affect their behavior. It can affect their balance, development, walking, that sort of thing. For an adult, middle ear fluid is just plain annoying. I know what middle ear space is supposed to feel like. They find it highly annoying to have their fluid stuck in their ear. Another reason we can't leave middle ear fluid indefinitely is those bones will resorb over time. And so what you tend to see is those bones begin to soften in the fluid. Typically they're very rigid and hard, but in a fluid environment they soften, and now if they're not rigid, they don't conduct the vibrations nearly as well, and you begin to get hearing loss. Sometimes that loss of bony rigidity becomes permanent. In severe cases,